Road rage. Combating aggressive driving in Washington State.
People are constantly cutting you off, flipping you off, have no respect for other drivers on the road.
The white Honda is only one occupant in the vehicle traveling in the carpool lane. The van becomes aggravated with the white Honda.
If you give them like 2 feet, they feel they can get a 10-foot car in that spot.
Oh, I get angry, and I let them know that I'm mad.
The white Honda gets in front of the white van and slams on its brakes. You can see the brake lights. The white van turns to the right to avoid a collision. Now goes around another slower moving vehicle. Speeds now at about 83 miles an hour. They both come together in the same lane.
Yeah, I've been cut off quite a few times. And you know, it's hard to control yourself when you are enraged because you don't know what you're thinking.
Summer 1999. Prosecutors charged 2 young men with felony assault for a baseball bat attack on a motorist on a Mercer Island freeway on-ramp. The victim made rude hand gestures. The assailant suddenly took a bat and struck the driver on the head, fracturing his skull.
We're angry, we're in a hurry, we don't have any consideration for the next person.
Aggressive driving, operation of a motor vehicle in a manner which endangers or is likely to endanger persons or property. Road rage, deliberate, violent behavior in response to a real or perceived traffic offense. Recent research in Washington State has revealed that 55% of drivers felt at risk on the roadway.
We spend a lot of time driving, basically looking for those people that are blowing everybody's doors off.
60% of drivers witnessed a road rage incident.
Road rage has been around for a long time, I'm sure. Aggressive driving, people getting mad at each other, throwing stuff at each other, stopping on the shoulder, getting in fights.
30% of drivers were themselves victims of a road rage incident.
It's all about impressing girls or impressing your friends, driving faster than the speed limit, who's most on the edge.
25% of drivers engaged in road rage acts themselves.
I flashed my high beams down and let them know they were wrong, and I'll put my hands out and say, hey, you were wrong.
I've seen the videos of the different shows where they have the monster trucks that drive over the top of the cars. Sometimes I picture that image when I'm out in traffic. Wouldn't it be wonderful with my big Dodge diesel truck if I could just drive right over the top of those people?
The occupants in the car, looks like they're changing positions inside the vehicle, and obviously 78 miles per hour, they're causing a distraction to the driver. He's not slowing down. He swerves into lane 1, but they very easily lost control there.
The usual excuse that I've encountered is that people are late. They're late for work, they're late for an appointment, they're late to get home. Being late has put them in a situation where they feel they have to drive quickly or aggressively or dangerously in order to get to where they're going.
Oh, she was following that car too close. She says she has a suspended license. She says she was driving recklessly, and she's late to get her child, pick her child up from daycare. The biggest thing for her was having that vehicle impounded because her license was suspended, and she had prior convictions, so we held the vehicle, and all because she's late.
Law enforcement officers across Washington are using innovative approaches to combat road rage and aggressive drivers.
The Aggressive Driving Apprehension Team was created to address our citizens' call for stricter enforcement of hazardous violations on our roads and highways. It's non-traditional police vehicles, it's regular family cars, it's sport utility vehicles. Its purpose is to get all those drivers that you always say, gee, I wish there was a cop around when you need one.
There we go, that's what I was waiting for right there. Well, I'm going to write him a ticket for negligent driving in the second degree, for following 2 cars too closely, not using his turn signal, 65 miles an hour in a 60 zone, and he was in the HOV lane by himself, and no seatbelt and no insurance.
It's designed to be totally covert until the time that it's time to stop a violator, and then the switches come on. Here comes a motorcycle by us. This is exactly what I'm talking about right here. Here goes a motorcycle that's going to be 100 miles an hour. Look at that. And then there goes our boy at 100 miles an hour again. I think we probably owe him a chat, don't you think? Now you know why we have an aggressive driving team.
Roadway engineering and aggressive drivers.
Engineers commonly refer to this area where traffic comes onto the freeway on an entrance as a gore area. And the gore area is designed really to allow the ramp traffic to come up to speed with the general purpose traffic or the main line. Now where road rage comes into it is that, and sometimes in these gore areas, because the person that will be coming on the ramp is impatient with the person ahead of them, they will try to jump the gore, meaning they will cut across these white lines and merge into the freeway traffic. It's a very aggressive maneuver. A lot of people do it. There are a few road rage incidents that we're aware of that probably resulted from a gore area altercation where a person came on the freeway and cut off somebody on the main line.
On Interstate 5, south of Centralia, a road rage confrontation ends in tragedy.
Alexis was very nice. Everybody liked him. He had an appointment to go to Portland to meet his fiance's parents. My son wasn't even driving. He wasn't driving the car. His fiance was driving the car. What I think happened is that my son cut these two people off. And the traffic was really bad.
They left the off-ramp at an exit, and the person in the car on the main line actually fired a couple shots at the car. And
the bullet came through the back window and hit him in his temple and killed him right there.
The assailant fit the profile of most road rage violators. 80% of road rage and aggressive drivers are young males between ages 20 and 27. Nearly 70% of them have been cited for the same or similar offenses within the last 2 years. That is 10 times the rate for the average driver in Washington state. Many are violent repeat offenders with extensive records. Still, officers will tell you our roadways are driven by aggressive drivers from all walks of life.
Now you're getting it.
Do your part to avoid aggressive drivers with good driving habits. Stay out of the left lane, which is reserved for faster traffic. Yield to the right for any cars trying to pass you. Allow a safe distance between you and the car in front of you. Tailgating has been a major cause of dozens of fatal traffic disputes across the country. Tapping your brakes to warn other drivers to quit tailgating you is another action motorists consider a hostile act. Allow plenty of room to change lanes and avoid cutting someone off. Always signal before changing lanes and turn off your signal after you change lanes. When traffic allows, move out of the right-hand acceleration lane to allow cars to enter from the on-ramp. Keep headlights on low beam, except where conditions and lack of traffic allow. Use your horn only in an emergency. Never raise a finger or make other confrontational gestures to an aggressive driver. This is a direct insult and now becomes a personal matter. This has led to many road rage tragedies. If an enraged motorist chases you down, do not drive to your home. Call 911 immediately if you have a cell phone. Go to the nearest police department or drive to a busy public area where witnesses will be present.
You know, if somebody cuts you off or doesn't put on their blinker, or maybe their minds are somewhere else. Maybe they had a bad day. Somebody disrespected me, so I'm going to get them. That's crazy. That's a crazy way to think.
In a fast food restaurant, how often would you cut the line and get in front of people, much like we see people getting on the freeway and trying to cut in front of other people and make better time by moving over lanes? They take their time, they take their turn, they may fume a little bit, but they follow a convention.
Aggressive driving in Washington state will cost you.
The fines are very steep for a reason. It's to create a significant emotional event and modify human behavior. Also, you're going to have to go to court in many cases, and that is additional cost out of your pocket. You may have to hire an attorney, which is additional cost. But those are all things if you get away with it without having a collision. If you kill somebody in aggressive driving, you could be facing a lengthy prison sentence if you were convicted. With just a couple of aggressive driving maneuvers, you could find yourself facing multiple violations and multiple fines.
Use good road sense. Steer clear of aggressive drivers. And keep your cool.